So, yeah, this is my bed. The seats, like I said, they fold down here. And so I put a table on the bottom, on top of the seats. And then I put about 3 sleeping bags on top of that. And then I have this 0-rated sleeping bag for the wintertime. And, yeah, I'll crawl in there. And, yeah, typically I'm toasty warm. I've got a space heater here, a Buddy propane heater. Yeah, you really don't need a whole lot, you know, to survive. You just need your basics. And once you have those, you know, you can be happy as long as you're happy on the inside. So, yeah, but when the government tries to fit you in this expensive box where you've got to pay so much money to survive, I think they're taking your freedoms away because you don't need all that. It fits all my needs, and I'm completely content, you know, just to stay here. Really don't need. That they needed. They had all their basic needs met. It saved the taxpayer about $1 million a year every year we were here. If they were to house the county, the government was to house these people in hotels like they normally did, it would have cost the county $1 million a year to house the people. Yeah, this camp here in these woods, it grew to about 122 people at the peak. I started it pretty much from the get-go. I moved in realizing that I needed to be here to protect the homeless from the outside and also to manage the camp, make sure that things were organized. We had, you know, a place to put our garbage, you know, a place for a bathroom, and, you know, just the basics. And the people were happy. The people that lived here were very happy. Yeah, this is public property. It belongs to the public. You know, it should have been accessible to the people. But what was happening here was the media, the press, were coming down here, and they were showing this, you know, to the world, basically. And what was happening is the township didn't like the publicity, didn't like the light shown on Lakewood. So they did what they could to close this place down. So it closed down on July 3rd, 2014. Day before 4th of July, Independence Day, they shut this camp down and told everybody they had to leave. And that was the last day of this beautiful camp. Yeah, we're heading down to the camp, which I call the senior camp. Most of the people there are seniors, over 55. And we'll drop off a few things to the camp.
A matter of a couple of years. I've been living in sheds and boardwalks. I constantly get work just by going to Home Depots and Lowe's and telling them what a great carpenter I am. And I always get hired. And the economy the way it is, people don't have money to spend. All the contractors are cutting their prices. So there's no profit in it. And it's tough to get a job right now.
Did things get worse this year in general? How do you feel?
Definitely got worse because of the economy. When I was in Florida, and some lady had given me her vehicle, and she said, I got to get it back. I said, how am I going to get it back? She said, bring it here. I said, it cost me $1,000 in gasoline to get back. My last $1,000. And I handed her back a car. Wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any. But I never lost my faith, man. A couple times I questioned it, but I still have faith in the Lord. And this guy right here, I was just watching a report on everything that Donald Trump did for this country, and everybody hates him. And that's all the Democrats. It's wrong. It's just wrong. All these aliens coming in, millions coming into the country, they shouldn't be here. You gather them all up, ship them out, man. But that's not going to happen as long as there's a Democrat in the White House. Commander-in-Chief. He doesn't even know his own name sometimes. He flies around on Air Force One. What a joke.
People help me out, and this truck right here is a major example how people, can be very generous and helpful. Somebody met me, at the dealership, and they gave me this truck. It's a 2022, and it's brand new, and they just gave it to me. And so this is the kind of stuff I need to continue to do what I do for the homeless and the poor of this area. Yeah, every day is busy, especially this time of year. It's the holiday, Christmas season, and I'm running all day long. From the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, which is late, I'm continually doing something, busy either picking up donations to bring out to the poor and the homeless, or I'm working in the camps, sprucing up a tent or putting up a tent, bringing down heaters, or whatever's needed. I help out around 50 homeless between Ocean and Monmouth County. It's around 50 people. So, yeah, Victoria was sleeping on the bench outside of the library. And, yeah, there was no cushion on this bench at all.
No,
this was a hard bench, and she was there for weeks, sleeping on this bench.
Oh, it was horrible. Oh. So,
And there is no shelter you can go to, right?
There's not any in this county.
Yeah, we're going to the old community center, which was there for decades in Lakewood. And then they made it into a shelter, at least at nighttime. So the homeless from the area would come down to the community center and sleep at night. It seemed like about, maybe 6 months, they closed it down. They closed down the shelter, and then they tore down the building altogether. Yeah, so we've picked up from the one of the drop-off locations. I have about 10 people that have said that it's okay to use their house as a drop-off location. So they're centrally located in different areas around here. So people from that area can go and drop things off at that house. And I go around and once or twice a week, I go around and I pick up at that house. Then, I'll give to the homeless in their camps, or I do a program twice a week in the town square in Lakewood where I give out to the homeless and the poor there in Lakewood. Somebody? Senior? With the cost of living right now, the cost of housing, with inflation going up, everything is very expensive, and there's just a lot of people can't afford the cost of housing and the cost of necessities on top of that, food, clothing, and whatever. Very, very difficult for a lot of people. And a Happy New Year to you also.
You deserve it. You're a good man.
Yeah,
a very good man.
God bless you. Thank you.
And I thank you for everything that you do for the community.
Yeah, and it's my pleasure, too.
Yes,
Thank you.
I really thank you from the bottom of my heart.
He's the greatest. My name is Mario Clark, and I'm not camera shy. And he's the greatest. And he's the greatest.
Yeah, thank you, Mary Ellen. Yeah, well, you're a wonderful person,
He's
too.
the greatest. He's the greatest.
Without a doubt, the cost of living going up this year, inflation. I've seen an increase in people calling me, asking me for a place to stay, needing a tent. I've seen an increase in that. I've seen an increase in people coming out to the town square here to see if they can get something that they need. Yeah, it's really wonderful how the broader community is, contributing to this program here.
Thanks
Thanks again.
Oh, that's, hold on.
It's me.
Hey, I tried to call you yesterday. I couldn't get a hold of you.
That's my blessing right there. Yesterday, no money down, Mississippi.
Really? That's
Not a
yours?
dime.
That's yours, huh? Wow,
That's
that's
good, right?
beautiful.
That's the Pastor Harvey said, how would you go to the car dealer with no money?
Oh,
I
really?
wanted to say, because I'm going with God. Let me show you what I have both on my voucher, my housing voucher.
Oh, okay.
I have Section 8 voucher.
Section 8, right?
That's the L-trap, yeah.
Yeah, see, the
you
problem
can
is
say
they'll
that.
give this and they'll put you on the list, but it's almost impossible to find the house. Sir,
good.
you're good. How you been?
Good.
I had a voucher over the summer, and I still wasn't able to find housing because there's no affordable housing in Lakewood.
Oh, I know.
The rate that we're going now, I can't, in a few years, I can't imagine what's going to happen. I mean, just look at the court records of how many people are going through there being evicted. Last year, if you remember, they put out 1,000 vouchers just for the homeless throughout the state of New Jersey. We got 9 of those vouchers here. The problem comes in is that finding a place for them at the rate that the vouchers are. Now that's a crime, man. You know, like as high as the rent is, and the vouchers are way down here, and it doesn't match. So it looks like you're doing a great job by putting out vouchers, but the people can't get into houses because the vouchers won't allow them to get there.
This is considered the United States of America. I renamed them the Divided States of America. And unfortunately, the United States is still segregated. Racism still exists.
Well, yeah, the African American population was 12%.
Now it's less than 1%.
Now it's less than 1%. Right.
And that's
20 years later, because of the government-funded gentrification, illegal government-funded, and it's the politicians that are allowing this, and the government agencies that are allowing this, and it's a major illegal. It's a major problem in America.
It's sad times, and it's going to get worse unless the governor, steps in and put a moratorium on this high raising rent. Because, Mr. Steve, right now, sooner or later, you got to start dealing with the families, and they're coming.
People say there's givers and there's takers, and it's pretty true. Some people are just natural givers and want to give and go the extra mile and want to help and feel good about it. And there are some people that are takers that would like to take advantage or whatever. So again, life's a balance. This takes all kinds to make the world go around. Yeah, it's going to be nice and warm for sure. Yeah, I think it's going to rain all night. Yeah, I think it says 100%. 100% all night, and the winds are going to pick up. It's about 15 miles an hour now. It's going to pick up to about 50, the forecast says. So, yeah, we really got to get this thing ready for him. There's a new fellow coming down into the camp tonight. He called from the hospital. He's got to leave the hospital tonight, and so his name is Angelo. And so we're going to be picking him up in about an hour from the hospital in one of the neighboring towns. Nice to meet you, Angelo.
Hello.
Did you have something to eat yet? We can stop at Burger King if you want. Sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, we'll stop at Burger King, yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
How's Vera doing?
But Vera, she went to the hospital, you heard, right?
Yeah, I heard the tree fell on her.
Yeah, that's I heard. Or
Broke her
something about her hip.
hips.
So I haven't seen her or heard from her since then. So you. This deep. Fellow Angelo, he says that he's cold. With the last night it was relatively warm, but the temperature's dropping, and So he's getting cold, so we'll hook up our propane heater for him.
And how cold is it going to be tonight?
Oh, I think they say 8 degrees. And then with the wind chill factor, like 10 below zero, wind chill. So yeah, Angela will definitely need heat tonight. Or he'll might just freeze to death.
I think in some ways the world is getting colder. People colder towards each other in some ways. People are more distracted with all the distractions we have of the age these days. But I think as things get worse with our economy and everything, I think maybe people will start getting closer. Sometimes it takes a crisis to bring people closer together. Because people are like, well, it's not in my backyard, it's not happening to me. So they maybe sometimes are short-sighted and only think of themselves. If you're rich, a lot of people will kiss your butt. But if you're poor, some people will step over you. I think people do things sometimes only if it benefits them. With some people, not everybody. I mean, there are some wonderful people out there that will surprise you, but there's no greater satisfaction than helping out your brother, helping out your fellow man. The harder times reveal people's true character sometimes, I think.
It's just like clothing. The best way to stay warm is to layer. So we layer the tents over a couple of times with tarps, and it really holds in the heat nice. Okay, Angelo.
Yeah.
All right, coming in.
Okay.
Got something for you. Right, yeah, it's a lot of goodies in there.
Yeah.
I think there might even be a gift card in there for $30 for Wawa.
Oh, wow, that's a beautiful thing.
Here's a hat for you now.
Oh,
yeah, share some hats with the other guys.
This is great, you really, you don't need a lot in life.
Yeah, it's a shame that they try to force people into this expensive box, that people got to pay all kind of money to survive.
Consumerism and all of that.
Yeah, it's making somebody wealthy, yeah, but it's not the freedom of America,
Well, if you're really, really rich, are you really free? Because you got to watch who your friends are. You got to watch who's going to sue you.
Right, exactly.
The
Bible says, don't ask for too much and, and pray for, that you don't have too little. Just have enough to survive. And, that's the best place to be in. Yeah.
Amen.
Okay, beautiful. All right, Angela, we'll probably see you a little later on today.
Okay.
Okay, yep. Okay, so, this is where Steve and Vera have been camped. They were closing down this camp over here, the township was. Steve and Vera asked for a tent. I gave them a small tent that they could hide back here because they've tried to camp back here before and they've been kicked out of these woods. It's owned by the county, it's public property. Steve and Vera weren't doing anything wrong. They're very clean and very neat, with their camp, but they were kicked out. So they weren't discovered, but it looks like a tree, maybe the last storm that we had a few days ago, fell on their tent, and a branch hit Vera while she was in the tent and fractured her hip. So she's in the hospital right now. Yeah, I know she must be in pain, and it's a shame, it's a terrible shame and crime that there is no shelter for them to go to, is that they have to sleep out in the woods. And, this is the kind of stuff that can happen when you sleep out in the woods.
That tree right there, the root, see it?
Yeah, I see it.
See the tree?
Yeah.
We were sleeping, me and my girlfriend Vera, and 3 in the morning, the tree, she's laid right here on her hip, facing that way, and I face that way. The tree split, came right out of the ground, root. Whole thing, if that would have came over, it would have probably killed me.
Oh, yeah, it would have killed you, yeah.
It came down and hit right here, and there's a hole right here. I pulled this up. It hit there when that went down, and the pressure made it snap on her hip, like bam, and it snapped right in the front, like that. And she, and
If any wish could come true, what would be your top?
well, right now, Vera gets well. Hopefully, Vera gets well. I'm thinking of her.
Beautiful. See,
That's Christmas for me.
That's beautiful.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, Steve.
God bless.
God bless you. His first wish is for somebody else. That's beautiful. All right? That's as nice as it gets, you know? When you want somebody else to be blessed above yourself. That's beautiful. Yeah, see what's left of it. There's a little memorial right there in the corner. See the flowers? Yeah, so there was a homeless couple. It was Adam and Kathy. They were staying in this hotel here. I put them up in this hotel. There was a fire in a set of woods near here where they were living. They were living in the woods, and it was in the springtime, and the wind was blowing hard, and the woods caught on fire. Anybody staying back there would have been killed in that fire. So I put Adam and Kathy up in this hotel for a little bit after the fire, since their stuff was all burned up. And Kathy had gone out to the store, and she was coming back, and some lady in a Mercedes didn't see her crossing the road and hit her and killed her. So very sad, very sweet couple. Adam was a hard worker, working almost every day to try to make ends meet, you know, try to feed them and, you know, give them the basic necessities. Yeah, but that's, you know, one of the tragic situations with the homeless. You know, most of them die in early death. Excuse me. Work my way over here.
Wednesdays and Thursdays are the best because they're the busiest days.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm Angelica. We met a long time ago at the screening of Destiny.
Oh, years. Yeah, at least probably 20 years at least. Yeah.
Oh my God. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. How have you been?
So, good evening. My name is Angelica. I'm an advocate and social worker here in Ocean County, and I'm very happy to be here tonight. This is a very important thing to honor those homeless lives that have been lost over the years.
Okay, thank you, Angelica. It's an honor to be here to represent the homeless of Ocean County. Heavenly Father, we thank Thee again for all that Thou hast done for us. Father, we thank Thee for this time tonight where we have gathered together to honor the lives of those that have passed in Ocean County this year.
I was homeless for 2 years, beginning in the pandemic when I was forced out my mom's house by my older cousins. I had jobs that were hard to get to. I worked for a financial services company while being homeless and pretty much spent $800 on Ubers a month just to get there. They ended up helping me buy my first car, the one I slept in. I ended up losing that same job because I was falling asleep at my desk because of a lack of sleep I was getting in the car.
Yeah, we're heading over to the Code Blue. That's something that Governor Christie instituted, this Code Blue, which means that when the temperatures drop below a certain temperature, which is 35, people that are homeless can go into these warming centers. So right now in Ocean County, we have 3 of these warming centers. So we're heading over there now to, I've never been inside of the warming center yet. You know, I know the people that go there, but I haven't been inside myself. So we're going to check it out. Good. So let's check in here. Okay, that should do it. Okay. Hey, how's it going? Good, good. How you doing? Oh, great, great. Got some stuff to drop off.
Okay.
They sleeping already?
Most of them are.
Ah, okay, all right. Doing all right? Oh, that's good, yeah. As long as you got a warm place to sleep, that's a big one.
Yeah, I need your blanket.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if I've got one with me. I'll check, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I'll be at the square tomorrow. But let me check.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, yep. Let me check if I got some blankets. Yeah, okay, great. All right, I think I might have some. You know, we'll give them these presents here. Let me open up this and we'll give them one of those bags and see if we can find some blankets back here. Give me one more, maybe 4. Yes. Okay, those, and I'll get another 4 myself.
And what if it's closed? Like what people do?
Well, the people, you know, they either live in a tent or they, you know, find some alternative. You know, in Lakewood, a lot of the homeless are sleeping on porches. There was one church, or two churches, that they frequent downtown and sleep on the porches of the church. The one church put up a fence all the way around the church, you know, to keep the homeless out. Yeah, so they can't use that church anymore to sleep on their porch. And so they were in the alleyway right next to the church once the church put up the fence, and the police kicked them out of the alleyway. And there was probably about 8 to 10 on an average night sleeping in the alleyway. The township would come and take all their blankets away. They would, about once or twice a week, they would send the township maintenance crew down with a garbage truck, and they would just throw away all their blankets. And so it made it very difficult for them to stay warm. So let me go talk to him. He's there looking at me and wonder what's going on. Can't believe you guys are here. Yeah. Hey, you're here. I know you're tough. Yeah, mucho strong. I know. Real nice one. I think it's just or is this a coat? Oh, here's a coat. I think we left him in here. Yeah, good, yeah? Okay, fantastic. Okay, guys.
I guess that was good.
All right. Yeah, how about... Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, my pleasure. Okay, here's one more blanket. Now. Okay. All right, guys, have a good night. Yep. You know, we're supposed to be the land of the free and have freedoms, but, you know, our freedoms are being taken away, or we're not allowed to have these freedoms because of probably some economic reasons. Somebody wants to make some money off of housing, and so the politicians create these laws to restrict housing, make, you know, an artificial type housing system when, you know, we just need a good free market where people can afford a small home on a small piece of property and only pay $300 or $400 a month. It can happen, you know, we can do that. But it's, again, the politics that are restricting something like that. And it's wrong, it's not American. Yeah, we need to change that. We need to go back. We need to go back to America.
Mashed potatoes look good.
This one?
Jesus came to be merciful, you know. He told the Pharisees, he says, you know, you follow every little bit of the law, but the weightier measures of the law, the more important part of the law, mercy, compassion, and love, you neglect. So he said your priorities are out of place, you know. You focus on the small things, but the big things you don't focus on. The real important things you don't focus on, like mercy and love. So Jesus taught it, you know, and again, he didn't just teach us in words, he taught us in examples. Okay, and another one for the little girl, right. Okay, no pushing. All right, okay, all right. But it's Christmas too, so yeah. All right, here you go. There's 2 presents for you, okay? Okay, you're welcome. God bless you. Merry Christmas. I was raised in a family that was, you know, very Christian. My mother was a strong Christian woman, and she would, you know, teach us from the Bible all the time, read from us from the Bible. And so I grew up with, you know, it was infused into me from my mother.
Here you go, huh? There you go. Let me see. Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Brand new.
Minister Steve.
Brand new. Yeah, hi.
God bless you.
God bless you.
And we can't be speakers. We gotta be doers of the word.
Oh, amen, amen.
Because you know this is where rubber meets the.
Rubber meets the road, yep.
Oh no! People don't realize in the deep that America is in. What is this kind of immorality happening in our nation? And people taking back like, oh, it's okay. I'm from Jurassic time. I don't think so. I have my values. I know who I am. I was born a woman, and I will stay a woman. Okay? And if you're a man, you was born a man. You stay a man. You don't allow that in a society. You're not gonna step over my boundaries and my rules, and I have to yield unto you. I don't think so. I don't think so, and I don't agree with it. God made us either a man and a woman, because Satan is out there deceiving the society, deceiving the young people. They have no immorality, they have no values, they think everything is okay, and it's not. We have guidelines to abide with. And even our government is so corrupt that they're letting society fall apart. And that's how Rome, history repeats itself, broke within. But the immorality was so big that judgment came to it.
Yeah, and I think the best gift for Christmas or any time of the year is to be able to give. It just feels so good to be able to give to other people. You know, so it's a blessing. You get a good feeling inside when you give to other people. So, yeah, I do it, you know, every time I do this. I've been doing it 21 years, and every time I do it, I get a good feeling. And, you know, that's all I need. Yeah. We're stuck.
No, for real?
We're stuck until we put it into four-wheel drive. Thank goodness for four-wheel drive, because we would be there all night long. Hey, James, can you sing? How's your voice?
The weather outside is very
Can you sing? How's your voice? Yeah? You want to join us? You ready? Okay. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, all right. Hey, we did good. Yeah, that brought us, you know, we got the Christmas spirit now.
Well, who's got a cigarette for me? I'm dying here.
Oh. Yeah, but it's Christmas. You can't curse on Christmas. Come on. Anybody.
It seems like they're coming this way. See how they're hovering? That means the pilot's looking down this way.
Oh, wow.
See how they're hanging? Yeah.
This guy is circling around us here. We've got a nice camp here. Everything's clean, everything's orderly. We're just afraid. This guy's circling around here in a helicopter. Yeah, he's definitely circling around us. coming around and probably taking pictures or whatever. No government money. We're living simple, living free, and doing the right thing, And the government wants to, shove you into a box, and you got to jump through their hoops, be their little servant.
And he's still going around.
I don't know. It's hard to tell if it was police or what. Very, very disturbing. That's for sure. I mean,
well, we still got 2 weeks till. From the time they give
well,
us notice.
that's normally what they do. That's not written in stone that they've got to do that. That's
well,
just.
they got to give us a little time, right?
I would think so. To be, have a little bit of a heart. Yeah. Yeah. It's only a matter of time. The helicopter came around today, flew around a couple of times, stayed stationary on an angle over here to look down at the camp. So he was definitely up there to look at us. So we'll see what happens.
All right, thanks, Steve.
Yeah, okay. All right, Bill, yep.
See you later, Rob.
Yeah, the township found out that we were back there, and then it wasn't long after that the police sent a tractor down there to take pictures of us. And then the police came down and, came down for a couple of different reasons to check on us. Yeah, then they closed this gate here on us, so we couldn't access the power lines here. And I guess they figured that there was no other way to get onto the power lines. They might have figured if they shut the gate, we couldn't use an automobile to get in and out, that it would be too difficult and people would leave out of there. But we did find this other route to come in, so it's a difficult route, but at least it's a way to bring in materials, bring in things that they need, for now, water and different supplies, food, things like that. To try to bring in supplies for that whole camp by hand would be almost impossible. So at least we found an alternative route. We're not using government resources back there. We're saving the government money. You would think maybe the government would, try to make things easier for us since we're saving the money. But that's not the case. If I didn't have a good truck, with four-wheel drive, I couldn't go in that new way. Yeah, it's too rough. Personally, I can't see any reason why they wouldn't leave that open. I just don't understand.
Personally, I think the government needs to help all these homeless people.
Yeah, I know.
Instead of sending money over to Ukraine and all those other countries, worry about your own country. My name's Lisa.
Lisa? Yeah, she's taking care of the checks. You got to see the checks. You want to show us the checks?
Sure, come on.
Yeah, these are beautiful checks. So they're our tick control. So they're just about ready to go outside and start their job of collecting ticks. Then a little ways down the road, hopefully most of them are females, so they'll start laying eggs for us.
There they all are. No tail are the males.
Oh, okay.
This is Snowflake. And the one that's on the box over there, that's Jag. He's a male. But these are my babies. This is what keeps me going. Hey, why do that? It's just a sad situation. It makes me cry. There's little kids that are homeless, but I'm finding out they're taking kids and selling them for sex. Really? Come on now. Life is too short, people. Too short. And it's sad. It makes me want to cry all the time. I'm sorry. I just wish we had a president that cared. But we don't have a president that cares. But it's just a sad world. I wish people would wake up and see what Joe Biden is doing to us.
And, of course, now that I hear that he's with China, from what I hear, we're going to be taken over in about probably a year or two. And Trump, let me tell you, he was an idiot from the day he took power. He was all about, I was over to see that boy in what was it, North Korea or whatever, and me and him are good friends and everything, and he was 2 weeks later he was shooting missiles in the air. I mean, he doesn't care about us. Oh no.
Yeah, well, we got shoes. Shoes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
You like those? Yeah.
Oh, those
Okay.
are like sneakers.
Yeah,
oh, they
yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Can I have them?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah,
Oh.
they're yours.
Oh, God. Oh, this is wonderful, Steve.
So we've got one girl moved in yesterday, and then we've got 4 people moving in about 4 days, and then there's another 2 people that might have to move in. So it's growing, and so it's right around 18 right now. So it'll be over 20, in a week. Yeah, so she was over in the Ocean County Mall with no place to go. So, so somebody had given her my number. It was very chilly last night. To sleep outside with nothing would have been very...
I had no place to go. Nobody would help me. I go to social services. I did all kinds of stuff. I made 15,000 phone calls, and nobody would help me. Before that, I was at a motel. They did put me up in a motel for a little while, but they wouldn't extend my motel stay. And then I was out in the street again. So then I had no place to stay, and that was the very first day I was actually out on the street where I had no place to go, and then he helped me. I mean, I'm old. I don't want to live by myself somewhere. This is my biggest thing. I didn't want to be in the woods all by myself, and be scared. Here I have, there's people here who are so nice, and everybody's kind to me here, and this is a great, it's a good thing to have. At least you have this,
Yeah, we're very vulnerable and susceptible to the whims of the government. They can come in here and shut this down for any reason they want to dream up, and create, because it's a good camp, good people. They take their garbage and they bag it up, and I take it out of here. It's a clean camp. It's an orderly camp. It's a good camp, and a good people. And so, there should be camps like this around America. If people can't afford housing, this gives them freedom, it gives them community, it gives them all kinds of aspects that they need as an individual, and we're complicated beings, and we need a complicated type system to live in.
My breakfast skillet. Gotta have it ready for the morning.
These tall pine trees here, the straight ones, these aren't native to this area. Rockefeller had all of these straight pine trees imported and planted in this area here. Yeah, so we're in Ocean County Park, also called Rockefeller's Park. This used to be J.D. Rockefeller's estate. He was normally stationed in New York, and then when he decided to retire, he lived here, I think, for about 20 years. Lakewood was an extremely prosperous town. It was the playground of the rich and famous, as they would say. A lot of the billionaires lived in Lakewood around the turn of the century, 1900. They're very rich and famous. The richest man that ever lived in the history of the world lived here, and now it's one of the poorest towns in the area. In fact, I think it's considered the poorest town in Ocean County right now. Yeah, we're en route to the main camp, but there's a couple, a man and a woman, who's sleeping in one of these abandoned buildings right here, abandoned houses. There's about 4 of them in a row right here, and they're spending the nights in one of these houses. So they call me every so often for some water and then propane. They've got a small propane heater that they put in a room to stay warm, and they have a little propane stove that they use to cook on. I get a lot of calls from people that are in adverse situations, that are living in their car, that are either living in somebody's house on their couch or in their basement, living in some adverse condition that needs some help. So the property owners, if they find out that people are living in these houses, I'm sure they'll be kicked out. But so they got to be very quiet. They got to leave early in the morning, come back late at night. And they've got, they can't have any lights on where it would shine through a window or anything like that. They got to stay low key, but everybody has a right to have a place to lay their head. That's a basic human right. And so, the problem is the government in this area, at least, is is withholding that basic human right from the people. And it's morally wrong, it's ethically wrong, it's constitutionally wrong, it's just wrong across the board, but it happens all the time. And so, it's a crime against humanity is what it is. There's 2 women on oxygen down there, that need the generator, 24/7 around the clock. This is kind of a life and death situation for 2 of the women down there. Right now, with the price of gas the way it is, it's already $600 a month to keep up with the cost of the gasoline that it takes for this generator to keep going. The price of gas goes up, it's going to be more and more expensive to keep these women alive down in the camp. Oxygen machines, yeah, for COPD. So this is the machine here, Fran? That's the machine. Oh, okay. And you've tried other places with social services and nothing, right?
No, because I have a dog. My dog means a lot to me.
Sure.
A baby.
Right. It's important.
Yeah.
No, that's right. Yeah, the animal can be part of the family for sure.
She's over there sleeping.
Well, there. Oh.
Weird. She sleeps in weird spots. Look at all the time.
Yeah.
They shut down Surf and Stream, the campground park.
Yeah, it was low-income, some low-income
December
housing.
1st, they
Yeah.
last year
Right.
and shut it down, and we all had to move. And it's not because I didn't pay the rent, it's because they sold it.
Right. It was the last affordable place to live in the area.
That's right.
Yeah. No.
I had a trailer and all on my own, but I lost it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the last resort. Try to make it as comfortable as possible, but just no other options.
Sorry, how old are you?
Me? I'll be 64 next month.
Hey, Angelo.
I just ordered the eggplant.
Oh, fantastic.
It's heirloom and it's organic, non-GMO. Everything's going to be non-GMO.
Fantastic.
I got 50 seeds of eggplant, so because people like eggplant here, I don't want to be under. I'd rather be over. We have an abundance we can give to others. I can cook Greek or Italian eggplant, like eggplant parm I can make, or I can make the Greek eggplant where you put it in the flour and you put little chunks of garlic on top of it.
Grow some spinach and we get some spanakopita.
There we go. Okay.
Love Greek spanakopita. So spinach and let's see, what else do we need? Let's see, feta cheese. We'll work on that later. No, we're gonna do it. We got a big area right here.
Right.
Right here is a big area, and the soil is tremendous for this area. Yeah,
Wow.
Southern Jersey is not known for good soil.
No.
But for whatever reason,
Right.
because I think this must have been swampland, and so
Right.
we had a lot of biomatter
Right.
growing and decaying here, and it created a very, they call it muck soil in
Right.
certain areas, which is fantastic soil. Yeah, for
Sounds
growing
pretty
things.
good,
And so
yeah.
we just happen to be blessed, another godsend. We were blessed with good soil.
Right.
But here we've got a plot of land. I think we go about 200 yards over here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 200. Well, not a football field. Football field would be too far. So I think 200, maybe 150 yards, 200 yards. So we'll cut this down with a lawnmower, and then we'll get the rototiller. We'll bring in the rototiller.
Yeah.
We'll till this soil up here, and you got the seeds on order.
I got them on order. I got 2 now. I'm going to be ordering more. Because I'm looking at, I want to make sure it's heirloom, non-GMO. I don't want to become a genetic hybrid by eating corn.
Well, the stream, we'll tap into the stream for our washing water, for showers and things like that. But the excess that continues to run,
right.
It runs right there past the tower.
Oh, wow.
And must go under the wood because there's no pond there now, but we'll create a pond.
Right. Oh,
We'll dig
exciting.
around,
Yeah.
we'll dig it a couple feet deep, and we'll create a pond.
Right.
And then with the generator and the pump, we'll pump it to irrigate our garden.
Right.
Everybody has problems. I mean, both my children are living with people that they're scared are going to throw them out in the street any day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they can't help me because every time they try to help me, it gets them in trouble.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're here in the Lakewood Industrial Park. This is, I think, the second largest industrial park in the state. It's a very big industrial park. These are more manufacturing type jobs or service type jobs. And they typically don't pay real well. And so, a lot of times people that are working here, they need 2 jobs, or they need, their spouse needs to be working a good job also to afford ends meet. The problem is the cost of housing keeps on going up. Cost of living keeps on going up. Inflation keeps on going up. Gas keeps on going up. So all the cost of living keeps on rising, but the salaries typically aren't keeping up. So it's a big problem for a lot of families. I'm seeing it firsthand with families. I got another family coming down into the homeless camp this week. We'll have 5 complete families living in the tent city. Yeah, I've done some research on the family history. Thomas Brigham came over in 1635. My personal family, the Brigham family, had a key role in starting the revolution, guiding the revolution, and participating. 117 Brighams fought in the revolution, all related to me. So, this idea of equality is near and dear to my heart. And I can't see why these government agencies aren't doing, what they're supposed to do in guarding the rights of the people and treating everybody equally. That's part of the reason why I do this in Lakewood, because I see groups of people that are being discriminated against and disrespected, and it's just not the American way.